So
Yeah, no, I got you. That's why it was a certain comment in the chat where I'm like, let me ask that question because Skeptic asked a question. I'm like, I usually ask that. You feel me? I knew what his answer was gonna be. He said his
well,
gut got blown out and he put it back in his stomach.
in all fairness, his state didn't have slavery though. Like they did not have slavery. So I mean, I hear you, but he won't be able to affect reparations around the country. He's not running for Senate. He's not running for
That's why
Congress.
I asked him in the way that I did, though. I asked him in the way because he, as a governor, he can either support a legislation, and the legislation could be being pushed for reparations, and that's why I asked it that way. Being that you're going to be a governor, that'll be your position. Would you support legislation pushing reparations forward?
Well, like it's funny. You have a Democratic governor in Maryland where they did have slavery, and he doesn't support it. So, I mean, the thing is, the reality is, guys, I know y'all not gonna like to hear this, but reparations is a death topic sometimes for them. For candidates, especially as him running as a Republican, he will not win if he outright says we're gonna have a reparations plan running as a Republican candidate. That's the reality.
Give a fuck. That's the whole point. The point is we want policies straight for us. We tired of being on the back burner as Black Americans. So I'm gonna ask that Jeff question every fucking time. And I might throw in an anti-Black hate crime bill if I'm gonna ask for that.
I was gonna ask about the history of slavery, whether or not, since he's running as a Republican, that is the party that he's aligning himself with. But I think that one of the things that he said was that he went to an HBCU. I looked it up in Oklahoma, and he's saying that he has support from the Black community and named Black churches. And I think that being that you're standing on, that leg, then you're open for the questions from the Black community that would, either benefit or be detrimental to the Black community. One being the outright attack on Black history here in America. And you're running as a Republican, right? So whether you like it or not, you are affiliated with the Republican Party.
Well, what I'll say first off, I thought Skeptic was joking. I thought she was making fun of Kamal. I thought it was funny when she said.
No, she wasn't joking at all. That's why I love the question. She was throwing me a lob. You feel me? She was and I was Michael Jordan.
Everybody wants to ask more than one question. So, I mean, like, we're going just with the format we feel like makes sense with the numbers and everything that's got to make sense. Enzo knows this person personally. So, like, we're trying to, like, make it where we can actually help the politician to a certain degree. But, yeah, go ahead, Nora.
Yeah, no worries. We'll bring him back. We'll have more time. Again, I'm thinking about the flow of the night. So we're going to move on to the next topic. Should flag burning be illegal? I'm going to play a clip and we can respond to it.
Condone the burning of any flag. Any flag. I think it's childish and it's just unnecessary. However, when President Trump signed this executive order into law yesterday, and it won't stand because the Supreme Court won't allow it to stand, but we have so many folks coming out and stating, well, it's your First Amendment right. If you want to burn your flag, go ahead and burn your flag. But I remember in 2020, and I think even into 2021, there were folks out that were protesting, and there were counter protesters, and the counter protesters burned a pride flag and a few of the other flags that they had out there. But they were arrested back then and charged in these liberal Democrat-run cities. But you can burn the American flag, no problem. You could burn the national ensign and our national colors, but these other flags were protected under the law. Where's the First Amendment right there? Well, what they did is they packaged this in their own way. And they said, well, we're going to run with our policy. And our policy says that if you burn these, we're going to call it a hate crime. Okay. Well, by you going out and stating that, that would mean that it could be punishable under the same law and crimes that you charge these other people with as a hate crime. Burning the American flag. Anti-Americans. Anti-American hate. I don't support or condone the burning of any flag. Any flag. I think it's childish and it's just unnecessary. However, when President Trump signed this executive order into law yesterday, and it won't stand because the Supreme Court won't allow it to stand, but we have so many folks coming out and stating, well, it's your First Amendment right. If you want to burn your flag, go ahead and burn your flag. But I remember in 2020.
Skeptic, you're funny. Anyways, Trump signed into law yesterday, or he signed an executive order, let me say, that flag burning will be illegal. Skeptic, Miss Queen of Don't Let Them Trample on Your Constitutional Rights. We are going to do a history lesson tonight, so you're going to love the show. What do you think about flag burning? Should it be illegal, Skeptic?
No, it shouldn't. And it's funny coming from the group of people. Gulf of America is crazy, Jessica. I'm just going to say Gulf of America on the shirt. Crazy. Anyways, it's funny because how do you stand on freedom of speech, but then want to go back on people having the right to burn the American flag? Here's the thing. During July the 4th, you see American flags on people's body everywhere, particularly white people tend to wear a lot of the American flag. So to sit there and then talk about, oh, the way that the flag colors, like we can't even wear the flag colors is crazy. And the flag is treated is like kind of like crazy to me. Also, the reason why with the pride thing, because it's a representation of a marginalized group. Like stop with the acting like you don't understand that. Like it's the same thing with why people, when they fly, they put a cross, right? Cross stands for Christianity, but the cross was used for racist, symbolic reasons also. Like stop with this acting like we don't understand when we clearly understand. I think that it should be protected under the First Amendment right. It is freedom of speech. We're not a country that doesn't allow our citizens to criticize the government. Like I see where this is going that way, where people cannot criticize this president on YouTube because then they want to come after you. We can't criticize Israel. Like it's crazy. And now we can't burn a flag as wild.
No, I agree with you, Skeptic. I don't like the direction of that. Enzo, I know you love Trump. You go on lives. You be defending it. I know they be beating you up. What do you think about
My
this
house
whole
says
flag?
United States of America.
Okay,
Love
no
the
more
United
MAGA.
States of
What
America.
happened to the MAGA
Hey,
hat,
hold
bro?
on. Joke's on you. It's the 45 one.
Nancy Pelosi clap.
Anyways.
Enzo, what do you think about the flag burning?
I've been waiting for this one all day. I love it. I love it. I've been saying it for months. You should not be able to burn the American flag. And I will stand on that hill and I will die on that hill all day long because at the end of the day, the American flag doesn't represent the government. You want to protest the government? Burn the seal of the president. Burn the seal of Congress. Burn the seal of whatever else. The American flag, in my eyes, as an American, stands for every single soldier that fought for your right to say, fuck the president, that I hate the government. That's what the American flag stands for me as an American. I don't agree that just because the prideful, the people of pride, the alphabet community, whatever, are a marginalized community, that it should make burning their flag a hate crime. What about Israel? Why can't we burn Israel's flag? They're not a marginalized community. They're a full-blown country, but it's illegal. It's a hate crime to do that. And this is the funny thing with everybody with this executive order. Everybody sees the headline and thinks it's going to get stricken down by the Supreme Court. Section 2 explicitly has the reason why in the executive order on why it won't be stricken down. So right here, of the burning the American flag directs the Attorney General to prioritize the persecution of enforcement of laws related to desecration of the flag and mandates vigorous enforcement against those who incite violence or violate existing laws while desecrating the flag and refer to appropriate case to state or local law enforcement. So let's use the example of, I don't know, the peaceful protest of LA a couple months ago. That's in a company with another crime of rioting and looting. So therefore, that'll work. And that's the only time that anybody wants to go burn an American flag is when you want to make a statement while you're rioting and looting. So lock everybody up who burns an American flag.
Well, before the rest of the team responds, I'm going to play another clip regarding why it should possibly not be or be illegal. It's based on the Constitution. Let's watch this.
Conduct, but does it shield someone burning the American flag in protest? In Texas versus Johnson, the United States Supreme Court answered that question. In 1984, Gregory Lee Johnson participated in a protest of the Republican National Convention. Outside the Dallas City Hall, Johnson doused an American flag with kerosene and set it on fire. As the flag burned, protesters chanted, quote, "America, the red, white, and blue, we spit on you," unquote. Johnson was charged with desecration of a venerated object under Texas law. The trial court convicted Johnson, fining him $2,000 and sentencing him to 1 year in prison. The Court of Appeals for the 5th District of Texas affirmed. However, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals reversed, concluding that Johnson's punishment violated the First Amendment. The United States Supreme Court accepted the case to determine whether states could criminalize burning the American flag. The court concluded that flag burning is expressive conduct protected by the First Amendment. As a result, state laws criminalizing flag burning were content-based speech restrictions that didn't survive constitutional scrutiny. Writing for a 5-justice majority, Justice Brennan concluded that the First Amendment protected flag burning because it contained a sufficient level of communication. By burning the flag, Johnson intended to convey a particular message, and it was likely that anyone who witnessed his conduct would understand that message. For First Amendment purposes, the government has more leeway in regulating expressive conduct than it does in regulating written or spoken words. When speech and non-speech elements are combined in a single course of conduct, a sufficiently important governmental interest in regulating the non-speech element can justify an incidental limitation on First Amendment freedoms. To qualify for this more lenient standard, the state has to assert an interest unrelated to the suppression of expression. Texas asserted 2 possible interests to justify Johnson's punishment. First, flag burning caused breaches of the peace. Second, Texas wanted to preserve the flag as a symbol of national unity. The first interest wasn't implicated in Johnson's case. Texas admitted that no actual breach of the peace occurred. The second interest was directly related to Johnson's political message and therefore didn't qualify for the more lenient standard. Because the restriction on Johnson's speech was content-based, the court subjected Texas's asserted interest to the most exacting constitutional scrutiny. Under that scrutiny, the state's interest in preserving the flag as a symbol of national unity didn't justify Johnson's punishment. The court didn't object to Texas's goal, only its means. Preserving the flag as a symbol of national unity was a legitimate state interest that could support laws regulating how the flag may be displayed. But it couldn't justify criminal punishment for burning the flag. The ideal way to preserve the flag's special role in society was not by punishing those who express contrary views, but by attempting to persuade them with further dialogue. Therefore, the court affirmed the judgment of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, holding that the First Amendment barred criminal punishment for burning the American flag in protest. Justice Kennedy concurred, opining that while he found flag burning distasteful, the facts and applicable law compelled the majority's result. Chief Justice Rehnquist, joined by Justices White and O'Connor, dissented. Rehnquist argued that Johnson had many ways of making his point and that Texas law criminalized just one of them.
So, all right, guys, I'm going to let one of the smartest people up here tonight answer. Is flag burning unconstitutional? Mia, what's your thoughts based on that clip and what you know?
Flag burning is a freedom of expression protected by the First Amendment. I mean, the Supreme Court made it extremely clear. If we start punishing people for their thoughts, then we might as well just call ourselves China 2.0. I mean, we can't be a country where people aren't allowed to express themselves. I mean, symbolically, whatever, dude. I mean, we're at the point where we can't keep suppressing people's thoughts, people's actions, or anything like that. Like, if you want to burn the flag, do I agree with it? Absolutely not. I think it's disgusting. However, if that is your symbolic First Amendment freedom of speech, you should be able to do that and to protest. I mean, this is crazy at this point in time. It's the First Amendment, and we're allowed that.
Fair enough. Kamal, what's your thoughts on flag burning? Should it be illegal? Is it unconstitutional? What do you think?
I mean, they said it's unconstitutional, but at the end of the day, them motherfuckers dumb as fuck to buy something that they're gonna burn. I think that's just retarded. You buying the shit, then you burning it. Retardation at its finest. Hey, and I ain't mad at it if you throw their ass in jail for 30 days or some bullshit like that. Go to some other country and burn their flag. They gonna chop your ass off and feed it to you. They gonna be like, you want fish fillet ass? Here you go. Burning our damn flag. I don't know. Sometimes we be soft on shit. I ain't gonna lie. You feel me? You know what I mean? And I don't like it because my Black American sister helped create the design of the goddamn flag itself. Okay? Is it unconstitutional? No, but is people really following the Constitution like that? Some people, I feel like people do it like the Quran. By the way, Valentina Gomez, her stupid ass burnt the damn Quran. Y'all see that with the flamethrower and shit? Yeah. We burning shit over here, I guess.
I know who you're talking about.
Shit.
And because someone in the comments said you couldn't burn the Quran in America. Yes, you can. And you can burn the Bible. And you can burn the flag. Also, for you in the comments that said the person that I saw the video, the same video you're talking about. He was like a ex-military man. And he was in front of the White House and he got arrested. I feel like if anything, if you've served this country, you have the right. I feel like we all have the right under the Constitution. But particularly for those that have fought for our country, if you feel that what you fought for is not being represented in the administration that is, controlling the country, I feel like you have the full right to burn the flag.
Gray, you didn't go yet. What's your thoughts? Is this freedom of speech or against the law?
It's freedom of speech. Skeptic was talking about the military. The military does a lot of stuff with flags. You have to fold a flag a certain way. You have to hold a flag a certain way. So, of course, they're gonna, be like more sensitive about how you're supposed to represent the American flag. But I was under the assumption since a kid that you couldn't burn the American flag, that you would go to jail. So I feel like a lot of people assumed that you couldn't do it. So I do feel like this is government overreach because if you probably did a poll, most people probably would have already thought that this was illegal.
Hey, Gray, you know what I learned as a kid? What you couldn't burn?
What?
Money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Is that illegal?
I think you can't. It's technically, I don't know. What I heard though, it is illegal to.
Yeah, you can't destroy United States currency at all. Like it's a federal crime.
Wow. There you go. Wow, that's crazy, y'all.
Is it because do they consider that the currency like their property? Is that they don't even like consider it our money anymore? They automatically know it's going to go back to the system, so they're just preemptively calling it their money. Is that why?
Yes. I'm interested.
I'm looking it up right now to see what the reasons are. Destroying or manipulating United States money is illegal under federal law, primarily because it undermines the integrity and trust in the currency system. The key reasons illegal are, and then it gives any statutes.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I learned something new tonight. So the next topic we're going to get into, guys, is Trump sending troops across the country. Should Trump be allowed to send troops to the states?